Hey everyone, and in this video, I'll be talking about EC2. So EC2 is basically electric compute cloud. It's one of the services that is provided by AWS. So in order to understand EC2, I'm going to give you one example. So let's say you want to start up your own company, and for that you want to have your own data center. So you need to buy physical servers. You need to buy a you need to buy like all the IT resources like stacks, data center, like like other other servers, and not only that, maintaining them is very difficult, and the cost of buying this physical servers is also expensive. And not only that, you need to hire an IT team to check and to configure and to monitor these services. So AWS came up with a solution that instead of buying those physical servers, you can just rent them virtually. So you just have to pay what which services that you're using it. So this is when the EC2 comes into the picture. So Amazon EC2 is the service from AWS that lets you run virtual computers in the cloud. So you can consider EC2 as renting computer that lives in a AWS data center instead of your own laptop or servers. So why do EC2 exist? Because many companies they need servers to run their website, their application, their database, and the machine learning models, and even the games that they develop and run. So they need to have a server that they can run those games, and they can also use for many other workloads. So buying a physical server is very expensive, and it's also very slow. So EC2 can give servers instantly and on demand. So coming to the EC2 building block, so there's Instant. So Instant is nothing but the washing machine that you run in the cloud, and it has CPU, RAM, storage, and operating system. So for example, T2 Micro is what everyone uses because it is a free version of Instant. So so this other instance has a M5 dot large, C66X large, and there's another more. So AMI is nothing. So coming to AMI, Amazon missing emails. It is nothing but a template used to launch ET2 Instant, and it contains the operating system and pre-installed software. So there's many types of AMI, that is Amazon Linux AMI, Ubuntu AMI, Windows AMI, and custom AMI. And coming to storage, so there's two type of storage. One is elastic block store. So consider this elastic block store is like a virtual hard disk. So you can just simply connect to your EC2 instance if you want to store your data in external hard disk. And if something happens to EC2, like it says, if you EC2 stop working, though the data inside the EC2 can also exist in EBS. So it's basically a hard disk. It's like an external hard disk. You can consider that way. And the instant store is basically the inbuilt storage which is in EC2 instant. And if something wrong, if something happens to EC2, let's say if it stop working, if it is stop working, all the data inside your instant store gets lost because it's inbuilt. So I think the preferred option is EBS. And coming to security groups, security groups is nothing but a firewall that is inbuilt in your EC2 instance, and it controls the traffic coming from the internet to the EC2, or from EC2 to the internet. So it just allows the traffic, cannot deny the rules. And the key is that you can encrypt your secure shell key for your Linux login, and you can set a password file for your Windows login. And coming to networking is basically easy to sit inside the VPC. VPC is nothing but a virtual private cloud, and it consists of four components. That's subnet. Subnet is basically subnetwork, consists of IP address, the IP address of the subnet and the EC2, and then there's also elastic IP and also network interfaces. So the life cycle of EC2 is basically once you open the EC2. Once you navigate to the EC2 dashboards, and you can just launch the instance, create it, launch it, and EC2 is running. So and if you want to stop your EC2 from running, you can just click the stop button, which just stops it, and then you can run it again. And but if you want to completely delete your EC2, you can just terminate it. So coming to auto scaling is basically like you can configure EC2 in such a way that you can automatically add or remove instance based on the traffic. For example, if there's like 10 traffic, if there's like 10 traffic coming, if like 10 or more traffic, so you can automatically scale up the EC2. And with like when there's less traffic, you can automatically scale down the EC2 servers. So it saves up a lot of money and handle the load. So coming to the load balancer, there's two types of load. So load balancer is basically it distributes traffic across the multiple EC2 instance. So there's different types of load balancer. One is application load balancer and the network load balancer. And coming to application load balancer is basically it works at a level 7, layer 7, which is like the application layer. It understands HTTP and HTTPS. It routes based on URL, path, and host name, and is best for website, APIs, and microservices. And coming to the network load balancer, it works at a level it works at a level 4 in the transport layer, and it handles TCP, UDP, and TLS traffic. It is very fast and can handle millions of requests. It is best for high performance app also like gaming and financial systems. So coming to EC2 pricing, so there's on demand is basically so the whatever services that you're using, you just pay for the services. Like you don't have to, there's no commitment to the AWS, and it's good for the short term. Whereas the reserve instance is that you commit to those EC2 instance, and based on the commitment, the AWS will provide you special discount like up to 75% off, and it's best for steady workload. And for saving plans, you can commit to spending, and it's very flexible, and it is up to 70% cheaper. And Spot Instant is basically AWS will let you AWS will allow you to use those unused EC2 instant. But the problem is that AWS can interrupt those EC2 instant at any time. So it is basically super cheap, up to 90% off, and it's very good for batch jobs and machine learning model training. So, and the dedicated instance, basically the entire hardware is dedicated to you, and it's also good for compliance. And the dedicated host is like the AWS will let you allow you to rent the entire physical server for yourself, and it's best for software licensing and licensing rules. So when do we use EC2 exactly? Like what's the use cases of EC2? So you can use it for hosting a website, running the backend servers, and also in order to handle big data application, development, test, and environment. And you can use it for machine learning in order to train your ML model, and also for your GPU instance. You can use it for gaming servers, and you can use it for enterprise application. So the advantage of EC2 is that it's really fast. It is very fast to set up, and it is really scalable. And you only pay for what you use, and it's highly reliable, secure, and it's a mini instant type. So where the disadvantage of EC2 is that you have to manage the OS update, and it can get expensive without cost control. Requires system administration knowledge. So the summary of EC2 is basically it's like a virtual computer in the cloud, and you can choose CPU, RAM, storage, OS. You pay as per the service that you're using it per second, or you can pay using discount if you commit to the EC2 instead. And EC2 gives you flexibility, scalability, reliability, and global availability. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you next time. Take care. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm Adnan from Learn More Technology, and in this video, I'll be showing you how do we deploy the static website on EC2 instance. So, example, this is the website that I want to deploy on my EC2 instance. So, first we're gonna go navigate to EC2 instance, and then we're gonna launch the instance here. So, and we're going to give a name as EC2 user. This is the name that I will be giving to my instance. And then after that, that the operating system that I'm going to use it is Amazon Linux, and then you have to then you have to choose this one, uh, Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.1 AMI, and then the instance that I'm going to select is D2 Micro because D2.micro is a free eligible version that we can use. And then now I'm going to either I can select the key pair, or I can just create a new key pair, and this time I'll be creating key pair here. And I'm going to choose PPK as version itself. And now I'm going to create a keeper, and the keeper gets installed to your system. And now and this is very mandatory step that we allow HTTP traffic coming from the internet. And now we're going to launch the instant here. And now we're going to connect to that instant. And now we're going to connect it here. And it is establishing a connection. And now there are certain lines of command that we need to write it on the terminal. So I've already wrote I've already noted down all those. I've already noted down all those commands, and now we're just gonna copy paste those commands. And then starting with this, uh, we're gonna run this command. And then we're gonna then up again we're gonna type this command. And now we have to install HTTP. Sorry, HTTPD. Yeah, we have to install that. And it is getting installed, as we can see. Yep. Once this is getting installed, we have to and and we have to navigate to this one all the way up to HTML. We're gonna navigate this one. Okay. Now the second step is that we have to go to WinSCP. If you don't have it, please install WinSCP, because this is where we're gonna move all the website file into EC2 instance. And now we're gonna create the host name. The host name, what you have to do is that you have to just copy paste the IP address here. And and the username that I'm going to give is EC2. And now I'm going to go to advanced. And I'm going to go for authentication. And I'm going to select the private key which I have installed already. This is the key which I've installed. And we're going to go that. And we're going to log in. And we're going to accept this one. And it is good. And now the simple, and then now the next step is that we're just going to copy paste this file. And here we're going to navigate this one. Let me go to work. We're going to navigate this website files. This website files to this directory. And then we're going to click OK. Okay. Let's see what's the problem here. Oh yeah, I forgot to add this one here. And this is, I'm now going to click OK here. One second, I think I'm doing some mistake here. Yeah. Yeah, now it is done. So basically I forgot to put a slash here. So now it is working fine. And now I'm gonna go to so this is my website here. I'm just gonna copy paste here and then click OK. Permission. Okay, so here the permission is denied. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna give cmod or to my terminal. And so this is the command that we need to write here. So this is what we need to give. We need to give some permission here. And after now again we're gonna try again. So we're just gonna drag. Yeah, and now it is getting transferred from my computer to the EC2 instance file, and it is getting stored in this directory, inside this directory. And now I'm gonna now I'm gonna start this HTTP for the servers to run, for the EC2 instance server to run so that my static website should be able to run on EC2 instance. So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna I'm gonna put this command on my terminal. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this IP address. Okay, now we're gonna just wait for some time for it to reload. So
at night, and we start diving at 1 hour and 20 minutes ago.
okay, so we're gonna enable it and then we'll check it out. And now we're gonna start. Now we're gonna start this one. And now we're gonna check it out, refresh. Okay. Okay, I think it's TTP. Let's check this one. And here, yeah. So now the website is working fine. The main important thing is that this works only on HTTP, and it doesn't work on HTTPS because that's what's like the most easiest to would allow HTTP only. So this is the website which is running on EC2 instance. So let's give it a try. So yeah, it is running on EC2 very well. So this is it. Hope you enjoy watching this video and see you next time.